Hey there, LSN family. What's going on? It's Chris Curtis, and in today's video, we're going to be going over how to access your blog. We are definitely going to be doing a lot of blog training in the future, but we're also going to be training you on all aspects of LSN, on integrating all of the different tools that you have together and also into your blog. We don't have all of the plugins that we're ultimately going to have installed for you, but those will be installed in the coming days. So basically what I want to do is I want to make sure with today's videos that you know how to access your blog. Actually, videos is going to be singular. We're not doing multiple videos today, but with today's video, I want to make sure you know how to access your blog and how to log in and start adding content, all of that good stuff. So basically, when you log into your blog, guys, you're going to want to do so with your LSN username and password. So you're not going to want to try to log in with your email address, or it's not going to work. You need to log in with your username that you created with LSN and your password. When you do, you're going to come to this page right here, and I know what you're thinking. Those of you who are familiar with WordPress, you're like, man, what in the world is this? How do I access my blog? That's what I'm going to show you here in just one second. But the first thing you want to do is you want to update your profile. So make sure that all of this information is filled out. Down here with the email, guys, one of the things with your email address, you definitely want to create a Gravatar account that is associated with that email address if you do not already have one. Very simple to do. Go to gravatar.com. Actually, it's en.gravatar.com, and that is going to enable you to sign up for a Gravatar account. And that way, anytime you comment using that email address, anytime you sign up for different things around the internet using that email address, it's actually going to automatically pull your profile picture in, which allows you to get brand exposure, especially if you're commenting on a lot of blogs and doing all that stuff. So very easy process, very simple to do. You definitely want to make sure you do that though. Also include your main website, all of your profiles here, your social profiles, a short biography. If you do change your password, it is not going to update your password in LSN. This is just going to update your password on your blog. So once you have all of your profile fields filled out, you've got your Gravatar account created, what you want to do is hover over My Sites up here, scroll down to the site below the Lead System Network site. This is going to be your main site, and what we want to do is we want to add a new blog post. So if you've never added a blog post before, this is very simple. Your title is going to go up here, your content is going to go in the content box right here. Your SEO tool is down here, which is going to kind of help you get off on the right track when it comes to search engine optimization of your content. One of the things is, guys, you don't want to over optimize your content. You want to be as targeted as possible, but at the same time you want to be somewhat broad, especially when you're talking about individual aspects of LSN or individual aspects of an opportunity. You definitely kind of want to introduce it to people who aren't necessarily looking for that specific item. For example, the LSN autoresponder tool. Instead of making the title of my post LSN autoresponder tool, or the LSN autoresponder tool is awesome, something like that, what I want to do is I want to say best autoresponder system of 2014. Okay, because people are going to be looking for the best autoresponder system of 2014 because of the way Google lists their results now since they changed their algorithm. So people are learning to search more specifically. They don't want just a list of autoresponders. They want the latest and greatest. So they've learned to add the year to the end of that. Now, what a lot of marketers haven't learned to do is they haven't learned to add the year. Now, something that you also might want to do is, so that you're not over optimizing for this title, you might want to say hands down or without a doubt or something like that to prefix best autoresponder system of 2014. So what we're optimizing for is this keyword phrase right here. We're going to optimize for best autoresponder system. And guys, I want to encourage you to not always be writing about your business. Okay, don't always be writing about LSN or about whatever you're involved in. Change up the content a little bit, write about you. Remember, the purpose of your blog is to brand yourself, brand who you are, what you're about, what are your passions, who is your family. Include family videos on your blog, include YouTube videos on your blog that are funny to you, that interest you. Really let people know that you're a person and not a corporation. And so what we did is we typed in best autoresponder system. I can't talk today. Best autoresponder system into our focus keyword here. We can see that yes, it is in the article heading. Yes, it is in the page title. No, it is not in the URL, but actually it is. So if I save my draft, it's going to update that. So we've got it in the URL. The thing is when I put it in the title, it's automatically going to be in the heading and it's automatically going to be in the URL. Okay. And then all we need is the content and the meta description. Now, in your meta description, you don't want to say the same thing that you say in your title. So you want to say something like, if you are looking for the best autoresponder system ever devised, and you are an internet marketer, you need to check this out. Okay, something like that, something very simple that's not over optimized. Again, Google will penalize you for over optimizing. And what I mean by that is you don't want to come down into your content and say, and I'm not going to write an article, so you guys don't have to bear with me for that, but you don't want to say things like, this is the best autoresponder of 2014. Why is this the best autoresponder of 2014? Because when we chose the best autoresponder of 2014, we decided that this was the one. The best autoresponder, you don't want to do that. You don't want to say over and over and over and over again. You don't want to oversaturate your keywords. The search engines are very smart these days. They're based on algorithm concepts. They're based on advanced language recognition. They know all the synonyms. For example, if you're writing an article about golf and you just write about Tiger Woods, you don't even have to optimize for golf. Google already knows that article's about golf because you're talking about Tiger Woods, et cetera, et cetera. So you want to write very naturally. You want to make sure that your content is written in a way that people can understand, a way that's very easy to follow. You don't want to be all, professional about it. You want to be professional, but you don't want to come off like a company, like I said. And one of the ways to avoid doing that is to say things like, hey there guys, just wanted to let you know about this cool tool that I found, stuff like that. Be very, very specific, but also be very, very natural in the way that you write. So you definitely want to include things about the best autoresponder system of 2014 inside of the content, but don't write about that exclusively. Write about the benefits of having an autoresponder, that it's going to allow you to follow up with your list, that it's going to allow you to keep in contact with, people that you need to keep in contact with, that, the money is in the list, all of this stuff. Talk about that stuff. And like I said, the search engines are going to know that that content is related to being the best autoresponder system of 2014. So at the most, I would put this into the article body a couple of times. Wouldn't go any more than that, and even one time will suffice with the new way that the algorithms work in most cases. But because it's an algorithm, you can't really guarantee anything, which is why having a lot of content is really what you want. You want to be adding content to your blog on a continual basis. You want to be sure that you're categorizing that content appropriately. You also want to be sure that you're adding the appropriate tags. Now, the tags, a lot of people look at tags as keywords. Well, tags are more of concepts. They're more, specific. They're like categories, really, in the way that they're going to itemize the content that's on your blog. So if I'm writing about the best autoresponder system of 2014, obviously that would be related to internet marketing. It would be related to internet marketing systems. It would be related to tools. It would be related to lead generation. It would be related to all of the things that an autoresponder system is related to. So those are going to be the tags that I focused on. The category is going to be specifically what category my content is in. Okay, so in this case, it would be autoresponders. Okay, that would be the category. And then I would go through out of all of the previous categories that I had created, and I would select the categories that applied. So lead system network, LSN news would apply, network marketing would apply, team builder might apply, and all of those categories. So I don't want to create 3 or 4 categories for every blog post that I do, but I definitely would try to create one. And then once you've created that one, you want to go through the list and see how many categories that blog post can actually fit inside of. The same with tags. You know, you don't want to use the same tags over and over again, but you definitely want to be adding tags for every single blog post that you do. Usually between 4 and 10 tags on each blog post, depending on how long your article is and how many, things you can relate to that article. The longer your article is, obviously, the more tags you're going to be able to have, all that good stuff. So that's pretty much the gist of it, guys. That's how you add content to your blog and the basic search engine optimization aspects of it. We're not going to go into H2 tags or formatting content or anything like that in today's video. We also are going to have very shortly share buttons added to your blog where you're going to be able to easily share the content that you create, which is the most important aspect of all of this. You want to be sure that you're sharing your content around all of the different social networks, social bookmarking sites, which is going to really boost the relevancy of your content and allow you to get listed in the search engines that much easier, which is really the point of the whole process that we're going through here. So I move a little fast on the videos. Like I said, guys, hopefully you guys followed me okay and didn't move too quickly. But like I said, you can always rewind them and watch them again, or go back to where you got lost and kind of try to follow along as much as possible. So your title needs to be related to the content. It needs to be related to the focus keyword. You want to make sure that you have the focus keyword in the heading, the title, the URL, the content, which we didn't put it in the content because we didn't write any content, but it would be once we did, also inside of the meta description, which is down here. Be sure that you're categorizing your content. Be sure that you're adding tags. And once we have the share buttons added, be sure that you're sharing your content as well. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.